So they're at this wedding. This is a wedding in the Philippines. And it took a bizarre turn when a groom allegedly, quote, snapped out of a trance-like state after a guest threw salt at him.
Wow.
So they're going down the aisle, all right? The bride managed to book a hotel and secure wedding suppliers, including a makeup artist, without any deposit. This unusual arrangement raised eyebrows among the organizers, who later joked that they, too, might have been placed under a spell. On the day of the wedding, the bride is said to be visibly on edge. Witnesses noticed that she never let the groom out of her sight, ignoring the traditional belief that couples should avoid seeing each other before the ceremony. Throughout the preparations, it was always the bride who answered questions, while the groom remained disturbingly silent and disengaged. So he's just kind of standing there in a haze.
Wow.
When the organizers followed up about the wedding costs, the bride reassured them that her parents, who were staying in another hotel with the judge set to officiate the wedding, would settle everything upon arrival. As time passed, doubts grew. The bride became increasingly agitated, claiming that someone was trying to sabotage her big day. Organizers, sensing something was amiss, alerted local police, who agreed to patrol the venue. Less than 2 hours before the ceremony, there were no guests. The organizers confronted her about the payments, but she insisted everything would be handled once her parents arrived. Moments later, a group of people arrived, introducing themselves as friends of the groom. As the bride made their way to the ceremony, they walked past the groom's friends. Suddenly, a woman who turned out to be the wife of one of the groom's friends stepped forward and threw a handful of salt at the back of the groom.
Everybody knows that's what you do.
That's exactly what you do. If you think it's a suspect
Why did it take
wedding,
so long?
Everyone's shocked. The groom immediately appeared confused if he had just woken up from a deep sleep. He looked around in bewilderment and asked, "Where am I? What's happening?"
Wow.
Having no recollection of how he got there, let alone that he was about to end up being married. So she used some black magic.
Wow, that's crazy.
Then they descended into chaos. Police officers stationed at the venue stepped in and arrested her, who was accused of scamming the groom and using a local love spell to force him into marriage.
Dang.
So the question now everyone's saying is, was it a legit spell or was it cold feet from the groom and he sent a text somehow saying, "Hey, throw the salt at my back to wake me from the stupor because I don't want to marry her"?
I'm going to go with a spell because that's the better of the two stories.
I would agree with you.
Yeah.
Supporters of his theory claim that such cases are not uncommon and that traditional healers often warn about love spells that wear off under certain conditions, such as exposure to salt. I had no idea that salt was something that broke the love spell.
Mm-hmm.
But yet that's what happened. Others, however, are skeptical, arguing the groom may have simply gone along with the engagement and panicked at the last moment. The bride claims that she was pregnant with twins further complicate the situation, with some speculating that the groom's family may have staged intervention to prevent him from marrying her.
No, I like the image of, you land a plane in the Philippines, you get off, and there's just a woman going, "Ooh, you're going to marry me."
Marry me. Don't worry, it's going to be taken care of. By the way, comp us the highest suite you have. By the way,
you stumble over to a restaurant and try to grab the salt off the table. Just
please. By the way, another layer to the drama, they said, is the woman who threw the salt is said to be best friends with the groom's ex, the mother of his child. This has led some to question whether the incident was less about witchcraft, more about hidden motives and personal vendettas.
I'd watch this movie.
If
they make this into a movie, I would watch this. This has a lot of twists and turns, and I love every bit of it.
A24, if you're listening, we want to do that. By the way, just to let you know, Johnny.
Yes.
They say how salt is believed to break spells. In many cultures, salt is believed to have powerful cleansing properties, both physically and spiritually. And so the belief stems from the idea that salts have purifying energy that can neutralize magic influence. It often is sprinkled around homes, placed in bathwater, or thrown over the shoulder to ward off the bad luck. So that's why the salt has those properties that can ward off the women who are just standing there when you land in the Philippines to put you in a love spell and get you married.